It's time for the Art of Investing with Mr. Art Espinoza.
So, Greece settles. What now? I'll tell you on this week's edition of the Art of Investing.
Well, baby, what I couldn't do with plenty of money and you, in spite of the worry that money brings, just a little filthy lucre buys a lot of things. And I could take you to places that you would like to go, but outside of that...
Welcome to the Art of Investing. I am your host, Art Espinoza. Thanks for tuning in and welcome back. I sure hope you all had a great week, and we'll only top it off with an even greater weekend. And if you just listen to Stacy Cook from Vero's Vine, you'll have plenty to do to make that weekend greater than your week. The pineapple pick and the pickleball was at Jungle Club. So there's plenty to do. And he ran off a list of live entertainment. My goodness, there's so much to do here in beautiful Vero Beach. Just, if you're going to go there, just tune into this program while you're going there. If you're not ready to go yet, just sit back, relax for another 20 minutes or so, and we'll try to get you all ready for the week ahead. Also, be sure to visit my website, wealthandhealthmanagement.com, for abbreviated versions of today's show. Let me know what you think. Simply go to the homepage, the wealthandhealthmanagement.com, where you will find a link on the upper right side labeled Contact Us. It's really me you'll be contacting, but it says Contact Us. Hit it, and that will take you to a Contact Form tab, where you just need to hit that, and you'll be able to let me know the subject that you wish to discuss, along with an area for you to express your thoughts or any questions that come to your mind. I'd love to hear from you folks, if for no other reason but to tell me you heard the show. Whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, don't worry about it. I can handle it. All right, that's the house cleaning, I should say the housekeeping portion. Right now, let's get on to the economic overview segment of the program. And as always, it's brought to you by our very dear friends at Minuteman Press. Give them a call at 772-567-4645 or visit them at 494 5th Street Southwest, right in here in beautiful Vero Beach for all your printing, shredding, and promotional item needs. That's 772-567-4645, and that's Minuteman Press. And when you do call or head over there, tell them Art Espinoza said hello. All right, so the first half in the books. What about the second half of the economy moving forward? We're already, July 18th, 2015 already. Where does the time go? Well, we don't know where the time goes. It goes fast. But what's going to happen in the second half, to find that out, a real good start would be to find out how the Fed feels about things. I mean, after all, they control the short-term interest rates, and movements there often translate to moves in the markets. So it's very important that we find out, that we get a good grasp of what they're thinking. And currently, this past week, anyway, the chair, Janet Yellen, and many of the FOMC members are giving us hints as to what they're thinking. And they believe that our economy is at or close to full employment, and that inflation is not a problem, at least for the moment. Now, you have to keep in mind, the Fed has to be preemptive in all their moves. They cannot wait for inflation to get out of the bottle before handling it. They need to take they need to take all their knowledge that they have and put it into a decision whether or not to move. So we will see. And like I said, currently they think that we're chugging along at a pretty good pace here and perhaps going to accelerate even more so down the road. That's what their thinking is at the moment, as this second. Now, let's examine that for a moment. This week was also a time where the nation reported that the retail sales, you and I, we continue to spend at a less than robust pace. China is slowing down amid the transition of economic policy over there, which up to this point, China has been living off of debt. They have a couple $1 trillion worth of debt right now, and their economics were built upon let's borrow today and pay it off tomorrow. Well, they're finding out that that really doesn't work. So they're transitioning their strategy to a strategy very similar to ours, a consumer-oriented economy. And that takes time when you have a few billion people to deal with. So that's really what China's going through. And I think they'll get it, but it might take a year or two. So sit tight when it comes to the Chinese markets. Also, in addition to our retail sales coming in soft and China's going through their transitional period, which is slowing down their economy, the wages here, the wage growth, still continues to struggle at best. And it's not what you would expect from an economy that is perceived to have tight labor conditions. It's not really what you look for to or worry about when inflation is concerned. And if you want, you can throw in that Europe's economic troubles are far from over. And our Canadian friends have just lowered their interest rates for the second time in 6 months. As a matter of fact, they're down to 0.5%. Now, I know that the Canadian economy is largely dependent upon oil. And we all know that oil over the last year has been cut in half, the price of oil. The price of a barrel of oil is down to around $50 a barrel as we speak. And Canada relies heavily on the exporting of that commodity. And when you are in the straits that oil is in right now, you depend on that, you suffer. So what they're trying to do is lower their interest rates. And again, they're down to from 1%, they're down to 0.5%. That's 2 decreases in the last 6 months. They're trying to get their economy going that way, and they're running out of bullets. Now, when you take all that and many other things going on in the world, but that just we can start there. Why all the pub about an imminent rate increase here? The world is struggling around us, and we're contemplating and seriously increasing our rates. Well, the quick answer is the Fed has to act ahead, as I just mentioned. They have to get ahead of the curve. They have to get ahead of what they believe is coming down the road. And if you think that, and the Fed does, that we're almost at full employment, then you're worried about wages increasing down the road. They don't want to have to deal with it when it's already down the road. They want to make sure they handle it now, early, before that happens. I'm not so sure it will. Now, here's my thinking. Here's why I think they're going to raise rates, and that's because they have to have bullets to fire in the event, now get this, listen carefully, in the event that we fall back into another recession or at least another economic slowdown, which I can tell you, folks, if they do raise interest rates, is not, that don't dispel the fact that we could fall into a recession. I don't really think that we are chugging along at the pace that requires interest rates to increase, is what I'm trying to tell you.